here, and I'm ticked off!
This is a northern pastor, and I had another video planned, but then I saw these things come up in the news, and I thought I just had to say something, because have we really gotten, such thin skins nowadays? I mean, really? I don't get it. I mean, absolutely everything now is a polarizing issue that now you just can't talk about anything. You can't get around people who have other opinions. Right? Because I saw these two stories. First, we'll talk about this one briefly. There was this Alberta man who was in Ottawa for a Senate event, and he was told to remove this shirt that said, "I love Canadian oil and gas." I mean, really, that should be harmless. That ought to be harmless, right? But no, not in Ottawa. The security guard told him he had to remove it because it was going to offend somebody. Well, when did feelings become a matter of security? I mean, honestly, are we so thin-skinned now that someone's offense becomes a concern of security guards? Have we now started to guard people's feelings? And then there's this. There's this protest of a Chick-Fil-A in Toronto. And it's really probably the only good thing in Toronto anyway. I mean, I've had Chick-fil-A in Detroit, and it was delicious. Great chicken. But I'm probably still never going to eat there because I refuse to drive in Toronto ever again. I did it once, and that was once too many. But the whole reason for this protest is that Chick-fil-A's CEO is a Christian who believes that marriage ought to be between a man and a woman. Okay, but isn't he entitled to that position? And I guess he's not, because we're so thin-skinned nowadays that no one can have a position that we don't agree with. Is anyone being turned away from Chick-fil-A? Have there been cases of people being turned away because they've dressed in drag, for example? I'm actually asking. I don't know. I haven't heard of any. So Chick-fil-A's only crime is that its CEO holds a position that some don't like. And don't try to tell me that it's okay to hold a position but keep it private so that it doesn't interfere with your business practice. Because in that case, then, Facebook, YouTube, Google, they better not block any kind of content at all. I mean everything. Nothing gets blocked at all, ever. Because that would be their position influencing their business practices. But the thing is, they all do it. All of them use the positions that they hold to influence their business practices, what they show on YouTube and what they don't. But what we need is to get that thick skin back so that we can talk and not protest every little thing, so that we can figure out how two positions can exist together and debate them civilly and reasonably and not hold a gigantic protest with shouts of shame and other horrible things. And, I mean, this isn't just a conservative or a liberal problem either. It's not a left-wing versus right-wing thing, as though one's doing any other is not. We all do it. I know I've seen other people say this, and I'm going to say it too. It's because now, through Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, I can get all my information only from those sources that I agree with. I can watch news only from those channels that I agree with. I can chat and have those people around me that I agree with, and never have to deal with people that I don't agree with. And instead, we can together vilify each other and beat the stereotypes that we create of each other. And it creates this mess that we have now, where we can't even talk about everything. And every time I run up into a position that's different from mine, it is automatically evil, dumb, stupid, and this just is not helpful. And frankly, it breaks the 8th commandment. And it sours the reputation of my neighbor, of all our neighbors, in our hearts and minds, so that we hate them think of them as being something less than human. And that's when all the labels come out. And we start calling each other names. And it's just not very helpful at all. So what's the solution? Well, I'm not totally sure. Maybe expose yourself to other viewpoints. Think about a topic as your opponent or someone who disagrees with you would understand it, and understand that position. But at the same time, look for the presuppositions behind the arguments, behind that opposing position, to see if you can find where the error is, where that linchpin is, that if you pull it out, you pull everything out. And then try to keep as calm as possible as we discuss these things. And I am the worst for that. I am horrible at that. So often I get pent up as though every time someone has a different position than mine, it is a personal attack. I'm horrible for that. But the alternative is to go into a cocoon. And that's not very good either. That puts you on an island only with those that you agree with. And once you do that, you have to create the thought police. And that never goes very well. Alright, I have another video planned. It's a bit more upbeat than this one is. But I felt I had to say something. God bless you all. Catch you in the next one.